All right, I think we're good. Okay, happy Wednesday, you guys. Today our topic is essential oils to support a healthy immune system. So this is a topic that so many people are looking for and interested in learning more about at this moment in time, and have been for the past, what are we now, year and like over a year and a half in this global situation that we're all in. So I wanted to share some of my favorite tools that I love to use every single day to help support my family's wellness. Okay, so here's something that I want to say first of all, is that all our body wants to do is heal. Okay, so we just need to give it the tools and the environment it needs to do so. Okay, so let's jump in. Before we do, in case you're new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn. I am a diamond leader with doTERRA. I love, live, and breathe these essential oils. I love sharing them with everybody I meet. I really, truly, they are a big part of our lifestyle here. And regarding to the business side of doTERRA, I live in Costa Rica because I'm able to through doTERRA. Okay, so I'm originally from Canada. What else can I tell you? I have 3 little kids. I recently had my youngest. She's 3 months old today at the time of this recording. So I'm going to be sharing some immune supportive oils that support even her little body at 3 months old. Okay, so let's jump in. If you watched yesterday's video, this is number 2 in the end of April series. Okay. If you watched yesterday's video, this first little section here will be a little bit of a repeat, but not really. Okay, I'm going to share 3 cool things about essential oils and 3 ways you use them specific to immune supporting oils today. Okay, so before I do, I want to remind you that we're speaking to the purity and potency of doTERRA's essential oils. Okay, something really cool about these oils is that they're sourced all around the world. Right, doTERRA doesn't own farms. They travel the world to see where these plants thrive. Okay, and when something is grown in its optimal growing grounds or conditions, it literally thrives. And when we produce, or doTERRA produces, a essential oil from the plant, it has these incredible properties to it, and just the maximum we can reap the maximum benefits from the oils that are sourced, that are drawn from plants that are sourced in their optimal growing grounds. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I kind of butchered that, but that's the premise. Okay, so the first cool thing about these oils is that they're safe. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing some tools that I use on my 3-month-old baby as well. Okay, so they're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added, nothing taken away. They're super duper strong and potent. Okay, 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So they're safe. You just have to know how to use them. The cool thing with doTERRA is we have a unlimited free education that comes with your oils. Our community is global, so where most of our education is all online. It's an awesome opportunity to really dive into really truly using oils as first defense in your home. Okay, first cool thing, they are safe. Second cool thing, they're effective. Okay, we're gonna talk more about this because this is our topic today. Okay, specifically speaking, in some scenarios, certified pure tested grade oils or medicinal grade oils can be used as first defense healthcare, and can, in some scenarios, be more effective than modern approaches to health problems. Okay, so let's talk about what I mean there. Basically speaking, okay, if you're a nurse or a doctor or a health practitioner, you probably know a lot more than me about what I'm going to share next. But this is just the basic biology, just so we're all on the same page. Okay, so imagine this is a cell in your body, my hand here. There are 2 types of, infections that try to harm us. One is a bacterial infection, and that's on the outside. That's like circulating through the body, right? A bacterial infection. But on the inside is where a virus hangs out. Okay, so if we go to the doctor and we have a virus, what does the doctor hopefully say? They hopefully say, go home, rest, take it easy, drink lots of fluids, and just let it run its course, right? Because we know that antibiotics, which are water-based, cannot penetrate that lipid layer, the fatty layer that's protecting the cell. They cannot get to where a virus is. Okay, doctors know this everywhere. This is science, right? Water and oil do not mix. Okay, and that lipid layer is a fatty layer on the outside of the cell. we know that medicinal grade oils with nothing added, they are lipids, they are fat, okay? So they can penetrate that cell and get to the inside of the cell where that virus is inside duplicating DNA. Crazy, right? So when our body is struggling through a virus or something like that, we can utilize our oils to support our body's natural functions to heal. Okay, pretty cool. So essential oils can permeate the cell membrane. So let's talk about this oil in specific. On Guard is known as the protective blend. It's a blend of cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. And we use it every single day in my home, forever and always, period. Okay, this is such a powerful oil to support our body's natural immune functions. Okay, so if you have this oil, go get it, take the lid off and take a smell. It's just like, it smells quite spicy, like cinnamony and clove. Okay, it's kind of like a Christmassy smell a little bit. This is amazing for cleansing the hands, the home. You can clean with this. If you have a scratchy throat, you can put a drop in your mouth and gargle with it. You can put it on a spoon of honey. I'm going to share with you a awesome immune supporting tea I like to make, especially before bed. Sometimes this is really nice. Even for little kids, it's super yummy. So what you can do is get a mug of your hot water, get a spoon of honey and circle it in there, put 1 drop of On Guard and 1 drop or 2 drops of lemon or wild orange. On Guard already has wild orange in there, but you can, enhance the wild orange with more citrus. It's so nice. So you can do this in your tea, and that just really helps to support and support your immune system, okay? Another one you can add in there is copaiba. This is an oil that is known as the CBD of essential oils. It has nothing to do with CBD except for how the body responds to it, okay? So it directly triggers actually directly triggers the CB2 receptors in the body, which are found all over the body. Okay, so copaiba is such an incredible oil, just like CBD is good for so many things. So is copaiba, but there's no side effects to copaiba. Okay, so you can add in a drop of copaiba too into your tea. This is an awesome tea to utilize to really support your healthy immune system. Okay, so other things I can tell you about oils being effective. We're going to talk more about that on the next little section where we talk about 3 ways to use the oils, okay? So the first cool thing is they're safe for everybody. You just have to know how to use them. The second cool thing is they're effective. In most, in some cases, they're more effective than modern approaches to health problems. And then the third cool thing is they're affordable, okay? So in most cases, they're more affordable than traditional medical care because, like I talked about yesterday, there's a lot of uses in this one bottle. Specifically speaking about oregano oil, which we're going to talk about more, oregano oil is like nature's most powerful immune supportive oil out there, okay? And oregano is one that you're going to use when you need it. It's not one you take every day. Maybe you take it every day for a week through if you've been around someone who was actually, had a virus and was pretty sick, or maybe you yourself were feeling like you were, getting run down and starting to feel like you might be getting sick, you would use it. But this is not one you use every single day, okay? So this oregano I've probably had for at least 6 months, right? And it's just finally getting a little bit empty. So this is a good example of how they are affordable. They are often only pennies per dose, okay? And you're only going to be using 1 to 2 drops per application. So that's pretty awesome, right? They're at your fingertips when you need them. You don't need to go to the pharmacy and get other things in the middle of the night, Another cool thing is that there's no side effects, right? So taking something like this, like your oregano, your On Guard, your copaiba, there's no side effects. So they're not destroying your gut flora like traditional antibiotics, right? They're not disrupting your endocrine system or anything like that. They're really benefiting the body and adapting. I like to see essential oils as adaptogenic, right? They're supporting the body, my body, whatever my body needs, and your body, whatever your body needs, okay? So they're super affordable. So the 3 cool things about essential oils: they're safe, they're effective, and they're affordable. Okay, the next little section here we're going to talk about is the 3 ways you use these oils, specifically speaking on immune supportive oils. So the first way we're going to use our oils is aromatically to support a healthy immune system. So diffusing is an awesome way to do so. If you're new to diffusing, basically with doTERRA's diffusers, I'm reaching all over the place. With doTERRA's diffusers, they are all ultrasonic, and you can seal them with water until the red little spot here, and then add in your oils. Okay, some immune supportive blends that I love. One of my favorites is hands down favorite, On Guard. So put 3 drops of On Guard in your diffuser. Depending on your space, you might want to kind of play with the amount. 3 drops of On Guard and 2 drops of an oil called Arbor Vitae. Okay, this is a different oil that's not as well known as oregano and On Guard, but it's incredible. It has incredible properties. Okay, let me speak on Arbor Vitae here in a second, okay? So with diffusing, the really cool thing is that everyone benefits. So everyone who walks in the room or your area is going to be reaping the benefits. We absorb around 60% of what we diffuse into our bodies and bloodstream. They're going to be reaping the immune supportive benefits as well. Okay, so that's one way we can use we can support our immune system. Another way is just by smelling the oils in. Maybe you, just like we did with the On Guard, maybe you make a blend and you can use it on topically. We'll talk about that in a second, but you can still reap the benefits through smelling it, okay? So the first way we use these oils to support our immune system is aromatically. It's safe for everyone. Just use a lesser amount. If you have pets in the area, maybe a little bit less. Just watch your pets, right? And if they're acting out of sorts, then maybe open a window or let them outside, right? They're safe for babies and small people. You just keep it a ventilated space, right? And obviously don't put the diffuser with 5 or 6 drops in the diffuser and then close the child's door. Just keep the door open, right? And use less amounts. Okay, so the first way to use these is aromatically. The second way is topically. So topically, like we talked about yesterday, is generally speaking for localized benefits, okay? I love to use oils topically on my kids, okay? For myself, like I mentioned yesterday as well, I love using my oils internally just because they absorb so fast and it's super, super quick and easy. Topical use is basically you're going to dilute with a carrier oil. I love fractionated coconut oil. So you're going to dilute just to keep the oils in place longer and to help them absorb better, okay? And if you're using a hot oil like oregano or On Guard, you're going to dilute because they're spicy, they're hot, right? Little funny story about oregano, personal story. I had a wart on the bottom of my foot and I removed it in less than a week with oregano oil. Okay, so this is not your oil of oregano, which is mostly olive oil, right? This is a pure, nothing added, nothing taken away, oregano essential oil, okay? This is really, really hot. So when you're using it for things like removing a wart, for example, I used it neat without a carrier oil, but I could have used a fractionated coconut oil to lessen the burn, okay? But I mean, generally speaking, you're gonna wanna dilute when using your oils because it's more, keeps the oils in place longer and lets them go to work better, okay? Even better if you can, for example, if you're putting your oils on the bottoms of your feet, which I do every night for the kids, I put them up and down the spine, which I'm going to speak about in a second here, and I put them on the bottoms of the feet. Even better if you can cover after applying, like put your socks on or put a shirt on or a blanket on, because then it really helps the oils to absorb better and lessen that flash evaporation, okay? So one way I've been really using my oils with my kids lately has been I've been playing around with layering oils, okay? I have a couple friends in town here who have been suffering from some colds and maybe viruses here in town, and what I've been recommending to them is this as well. Okay, so the really cool thing about these oils is that we can use them preventatively to support our healthy immune system, right? And not just reactively to treat an illness or treat a virus, right? We can use them proactively every single day. So with my kids, every night before bed, they lay on their bellies, pull up their shirts, and I put along their spine. I start with frankincense. This technique kind of stems from something called Symphony of the Cells. You can Google it. It is created by Boyd Truman, who is a big part of doTERRA. And it's a really cool science-backed technique and way of using your oils, okay? This kind of stems from that technique, but it's something that I kind of intuitively drew from the Symphony of the Cells and utilize on my kids every single night, okay? So what I do is I take my frankincense first. Frankincense is an incredible immune support that is safe for all ages, okay? I did this on my little baby as well. So with frankincense, what I do is with my kids, my older two, which are 4 and 5, I put a couple drops of frankincense right on their spine. Okay, so 2 drops of frankincense, and then I take my coconut oil and I put a few drops of coconut oil and I rub it in from the base of their pelvis all the way up to the crown of their, or sorry, not the crown of their head, the back of their neck, okay? And you rub it up and massage it in. And take a little bit of time, right? There's some magic that happens and is so needed more, is human touch, right? So when we're touching someone and giving them that little bit of extra love, there's something that happens there too, right? Which I really love, that connection with my kids. So anyway, you're massaging your frankincense in, and then you take, there's a couple different variations that I use, and I kind of remember when I told you that oregano is not one that's used every single day. It's not really good to use it every single day because it's so strong. It could potentially be, disrupting the good bacteria in the body as well because it's so strong. Okay, so I use this maybe every second or every third day with the kids, on and off as needed. Okay, depending who they've been around, depending if they're going, if they just started to school, things like that. Okay, if they need a little bit more support, I'll use the oregano. If not, I use On Guard every day. Okay, so what I do next after my frankincense is in, I add a couple drops of On Guard on their spine, a little bit more carrier oil, massage it in, okay? And I actually do the same on their feet, okay? They love it. They love it. They lay there and they ask for their oils. Massage it in, and then to wrap it up, I use something like peppermint or aroma touch because peppermint is a driver, okay? It really helps the oils to sink in deeper. Frankincense, the one we started with, is an amplifier, okay? It's amplifying the effects of the oils that follow it. Hey, Erica? So peppermint or aroma touch or anything with mint is going to be a driver that I use after. So after I've rubbed in the frankincense and the On Guard, and then I take my peppermint and do a couple drops of peppermint and then rub it in with carrier oil, okay? Traditionally, the Symphony of the Cells protocol, you use about 7 to 10 drops on an adult per oil, okay? So this is a more of an intensive approach to supporting the body's immune system. And I love the name, Symphony of the Cells. It's like bringing your cells back into homeostasis or balance and creating that symphony or that orchestra. Okay, so that's what I do with my kids every night, is some sort of variation of that protocol that I just shared with around 3 oils. Okay, and that just really helps to support their immune system. Little story quick. The other day, probably about a couple weeks ago now, Sequoia had a little birthday party on the beach, and she turned 4, and she had a bunch of friends there, and then the next day, she was really cranky and really hot and really, like, not a good person to be around. And I got a message from one of my friends who was there, and she said, oh, my little guy's not feeling well today. He's cranky, he's hot, all the things that I had said, right? And I was thinking in my head, like, oh man, it sounds like they've got some sort of something that's trying to get them, trying to make their body sick. So anyway, that night, I got my oils out, the exact ones I just shared with you, and I did the spinal treatment like I told you. Hey, Ashley. And so I layered those oils. I know Ashley's been really into Symphony of the Cells lately as well, but I layered those oils along her spine. Okay, the next morning, Sequoia woke up like 50% better. She was way better, like way noticeably better, okay? And then I did it again that night. The next morning, not even kidding, 100% better. She was 100% better. I messaged my friend that has her little guy and was like, hey, how's it going with your son? How's he feeling? And she's like, oh man, he can't even get out of bed. Like he's this, and this. And I was like, oh man, you got to do this because Sequoia's already 100% better. She's out playing and doing all the things. And she's been fine ever since. So, and I've continued to do the protocol with the frankincense, On Guard, and peppermint, or aroma touch sometimes, which is an awesome massage blend with some mint in there as drivers. I do this every night on their back. And it's just, 1 or 2 drops of essential oil of each oil layered on the spine and on the feet every night before bed. And that just really helps to support their immune system. So, I mean, if you have someone that can do it to you, or, you know, do you do it to your partner too? Yes, like all the way, yes, okay? Other ways you can use your oils topically, obviously, are in rollers. Blending is a little bit different than layering, right? And so topical use is amazing. Let me just share with you quickly what I used on my 3-month-old baby yesterday. Yeah, drivers, okay, sure. So my 3-month-old baby, I'm gonna share again, Arbor Vitae. Arbor Vitae is known as the baby On Guard. Okay, so On Guard, like I mentioned, is a spicier oil. Okay, it's got that cinnamon in there, clove. It's quite a like spicy oil. So instead, what I like to use with my baby is Arbor Vitae, which is amazing. So I use 1 drop of frankincense in a lot of carrier oil. I did her whole, like I could have done her whole body. So 1 drop of frankincense and then 1 drop of Arbor Vitae. And I rubbed it in, same thing, massaged it in, a little bottoms of the feet, same thing. And that really just supports her immune system in a huge way. You don't need to use a full drop, right? I could have just dabbed my finger on the top of the bottle and massaged it in like that. But that she was feeling a little bit warmer yesterday. She's a little bit cranky. Honestly, I think she's getting a tooth in already. She turned 3 months today, so it's a little early. But I think that's what's going on. But again, I can be preventative, and it does no harm to use my oils preventatively, even if we aren't sick. Okay. So Ashley asked, can you explain drivers? So anything with mint, this is how I understand it. Anything minty, peppermint is such an awesome driver to draw it in deeper. So that's why most of the protocols with Symphony of the Cells and with peppermint. Okay, so frankincense is your amplifier. It's the oil you always start with, and then you drive it in with peppermint. Does that make sense? Okay, so 2 ways to use these oils we covered so far: aromatically and topically. Okay, and the third way we can use doTERRA oils that's not only safe but recommended, and like I mentioned before, it's my favorite way to use my oils is internally, right? Because they absorb so fast. Okay, so again, speaking directly on our topic for today, how are we going to use our oils internally to support our healthy immune system? I love On Guard every day. It's so good. Okay, so when I'm feeling, you know, On Guard's awesome. If you have a regime in the morning to maybe make your coffee as soon as you get out of bed. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know a lot of people love to make their coffee straight away. What if you add in drinking a cup of water before your coffee? So maybe when you're waiting for your coffee to brew, maybe you add in a drop of your citrus oil, like lemon, wild orange, grapefruit, green mandarin. Citrus oils are incredible at detoxing the body and just cleansing super gently, but cleansing the internal body. Okay, so this is an awesome way to support your immune system as soon as you wake up in the morning and just help the body to release anything. Okay, so that's one way. Lemon's also an incredible degreaser and detoxifier, like I mentioned. So any sort of like phlegm or anything that's in your body, it's helping to get it out. Okay, so don't drink from plastic because it breaks down plastics and petrochemicals. Okay, so that's the first kind of healthy habit you can integrate in when talking about internal use to support your immune system. The next thing I do is I would add, okay, so my partner loves drinking coffee, and he always adds a drop of citrus oil in his coffee, maybe a mint oil. Sometimes he adds in On Guard. So you're getting that immune supportive benefit from drinking your On Guard while you're drinking your coffee. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You can add in a drop of On Guard. He suggests putting the oils in the grounds of the coffee versus in the cup of coffee. Okay, because that kind of diffuses it or integrates the oil all through the coffee. Okay, so what I do every day is I take a drop of On Guard, just literally under my tongue with a drink of water, or put it in my tea, something like that. So On Guard, using it internally every day is pretty awesome. Okay, so if I'm ever feeling like yesterday, I was like, oh, I feel kind of off. I've got like a foggy head. I don't feel like I'm kind of lower energy. This is what I do when I feel like I have low energy. Okay, On Guard is kind of spicy, so I do like, you know, muscle through it, but sometimes I like to put it in a capsule as well. But when I'm feeling like a little bit groggy and I might be coming down with something, this is what I do. Take a drop of my oregano. Remember, this isn't your average oregano oil. I take the lid off my veggie capsule, okay, and I put a drop or two of oregano oil right in my veggie capsule. I put a drop or two of my frankincense. I put 1 or 2 drops of my lemon in here, and I put 1 or 2 drops of my copaiba in here. Okay, so what this is, it's like a bomb, right? It's like a flume bomb. Okay, we like to call it. So put your lid back on. Sometimes, because I find I have a little bit of a sensitive stomach sometimes, I like to add, like, fill the remaining with coconut oil, and then I put the lid back on and I take it like that. Okay, so that just helps my body's immune system. It's like a big super support. Okay, so I take that anytime I'm feeling like I might be coming down to something. A few weeks ago, I had mastitis, so a plugged milk duct. This is a little, it's not off topic for sure, but I use the flu bomb, or like the flume bomb, it's called, to really just support any infection or anything in my body that's going on. So that's an awesome tool to have. Veggie capsules are really handy to have on hand, because oregano oil is hot, and some oils just don't even taste really nice. Okay, so internally, other ways we can use our oils internally to support our immune system is straight under the tongue, like I mentioned. On Guard's pretty hot. Copaiba is an awesome oil to use internally to support your immune system. Otherwise, you're going to want to grab some veggie capsules and use them like that. Okay, so just to wrap up, 3 ways to use the oils: aromatically, topically, and internally, because of our awesome high standards and purity. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, you guys. Tomorrow's topic, we're going to talk more about stress and sleep. Okay, around the same time in the morning. Definitely send me your questions if you have any. If you're interested in getting started with doTERRA, I have an awesome starter promotion for the last week of April here at the time of this recording. If it's outside of the recording and you're watching on the recording, if it's outside of April, sorry, you're welcome to reach out to me and ask me what my current promotions are. If you're in Costa Rica, we have 20% off all the starter collections. If you're in Canada, we have an awesome promotion that gets you a free oil with your collection. So reach out if you have any questions or interested in checking out some oils, okay? Have an awesome day wherever you are. Thanks for listening, you guys. See you later. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.